Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the RVMan LP Exhibitions. It's episode 238, and we now start Chapter 3. Although this is going to be kind of a long one, because there's two back-to-back story episodes. Can't really understand their sparsing, but I set the time of where all the action begins. So, what's happening on screen? You might think this is a dream sequence or Yagyu going after a ninja or something like that. Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but it's not. It's actually the ninja girls the Hanzo girls all going on a vacation. And in the middle of said vacation, they decide to play Old Maid in a team battle. I don't know how that works, by the way. I seriously don't. Somebody please enlighten me, because I normally play Old Maid with a bunch of people, not on a team. It's like a free-for-all. But I've never played teams. Anyway, with that said, Yagyu unfortunately picks the wrong card in Old Maid. Yes, there is a thing called picking the wrong card in Old Maid, and normally Old Maid would be the 8 of clubs or the Queen of clubs. Yes, the Queen of clubs is normally the Old Maid. But unfortunately, it's the Joker. Didn't think he'd play with Jokers in that game, but that's the case. So, what's happening now? It's kind of a punishment game. Like, whoever loses gets a really hard flick upside their head. That's basically what it is. Oh boy. I know it's kind of long, but let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. There are going to be some fighting, and things are going to change up a little bit. Because of the fact that this whole entire episode was 2 story episodes in one part, and I didn't even think about that. But I did warn you that this was going to happen. And for the record, we literally on the start of Chapter 3, we got 2 more chapters left after this. And practically 6 more parts after this chapter. I mean, 6 more parts after these 2. That's what I meant to say. Welp, that sounded like she was hit upside the head with a pot, not an actual flick to the head. Okay, that's just going a little bit overboard. But you just went there and flicked somebody upside the head. Yeah, that hurts, but it didn't have to add a barbell sound to it. I mean, that just makes it cruel. Nonetheless, that literally was something that they'll never forget. And also, I bet you're wondering, what happened to the attacks on Hebijo? Because of the fact that in the last episode, we had back-to-back fights with the Hanzo girls. Or, well, at least the remaining 4 of them, and then, like, the episode prior, we fought 2 of them. Well, we'll get to that. Because, yeah, this is kind of a mood whiplash, but I did mention some of these cutscene parts can be filler. But this isn't filler. This is actually part of the story, and it'll elaborate what happened. Well, eventually. So, while we're waiting for the plot to move along, might as well bring up a few things. I just got word, or at least got my hands, and that's probably like a few weeks ago, on Persona 4 Golden. And there was a request for me to actually play Golden, So what I was thinking, I could play both 4 and Golden at the same time. And just add in the stuff that I didn't add in when I didn't have Golden at the time. So I'll plan on doing that some other time once I get the game to work properly. But only reason why I'm mentioning this is because right now we're in a wall of text. And even though it still doesn't explain what happened with the whole Hebijo ambush thing, we'll get to that part yet. And okay, Hibari and Katsuragi is sexually harassing Asuka. Yeah, Asuka should put up her defenses and not space out, otherwise she'll constantly get sexually harassed. But, where was I? Oh, yes! I was planning on doing that, and I was mentioning all of this because around this time, this is the part where there's a bunch of cutscenes, and there's another cutscene later on, right after the fight here. So I might as well just explain that. Well, what I plan on doing, like all the parts I passed up by the time, because I'm already halfway through, I'm at like part 55 of Persona 4, so what's the point of me actually stopping and playing Golden, and I have to catch up to that point? So what I intend on doing is show off all the added on stuff, so without having to show off the whole game all over again, because it's basically what it is. And also the different changes. Could you excuse me 1 second? What was I? Oh yeah, sorry about that earlier. I had to go check on my cat to see what's wrong with him. He just needed to be fed. Anyway, we now come to the point where we finally find out what exactly happened between last episode and this one, because this is somewhat of a time skip. They should have at least shown what was going on instead of making this a cutscene, but they didn't. But as I was saying, what I was intending to do, well, about the other subject I was talking about, which is Golden, what I was intending to do was and when I get my computer to work, to play certain battles that it's differed from the original version in a compilation, so that way it'll catch up to Golden. Because there is a big difference between the next dungeon I'm going to be taking on from when I'm playing that game and also in Golden. So there's that. So what's going on here? The only reason why Hebijo's plan was stopped and we didn't know about it was because of the fact that Daidoji already killed everybody in the vicinity. So the national landmark pretty much serves her purpose. And as a result, at least Hanzo is safe, and so is their super secret scroll. But Daidoji is pretty much only did it because she was protecting Kiria. And more importantly, she did not want to actually see the school be infiltrated. But at the same time, Daidoji, despite being a senior at the school pretty much eternally and not graduating whatsoever, she will not help the Hanzo's girls get stronger unless they really, really need to. So, with that said, she's also trying to show tough love as well, because if they rely on her, then they're not going to get strong. And that's pretty much what she said. If they're not strong enough, Daidoji's not going to help them. So they're going to have to get strong on their own. And that's what brings them here. Considering the fact that they had just went through a very tough battle, they're now at the beach trying to relax, because they're going to have some intense training when they get back, and more importantly, intense showdowns with Hebijo. So, there's not much to say. Except for the fact that Katsuragi is still a pervert. Oh yeah, by the way, speaking of bikinis, by beating this particular level, well, this particular mission, their bikinis of the Hanzo students will all be available to be purchased in the store. Not the actual online store that you see in the PlayStation Store, no. The store that they have in the game. So with that said, Asuka came out with a towel because she knows how perverted, Katsuragi really, really is. And yeah, she's definitely in old man mood. In old man mode, sorry, not old man mood, I meant old man mode. Where she's constantly looking at the girls. Hey, but to be fair, that's probably one of the only reasons why you'd be playing this game or watching the anime. The girls. And also the story, but also the plot. Yes, the plot. So at this point in time, we're closing in on an actual fighting cutscene. But this whole entire scene here will also be available in the library. I forgot to mention, most of the cutscenes that you see in this game, save for the DLC ones, will be available in the shop, where all you gotta do is get enough yen to buy it, and that'll be it. And of course, if that picture doesn't actually shows everything, Katsuragi is seriously a perv. Well, enjoy that picture while you still can, folks. It's gonna get serious from here, at least. But I gotta give credit where credit is due to the artist. Definitely looks like all the girls are having a good time, at least. It's still a damn shame, though, that the creator of this lovely series was forced to leave because of Sony. Yes, Sony sucks in that regard. And then what they did with The Last of Us 2. So with that said, we shall begin the fighting sequence now. But first, we're in an animated cutscene. Now then, had I put on the swimsuits for the cutscene, it would just be them in their actual swimsuits that they had in the cutscene before. Oh yeah, and also, past me dozed off on this part. Hit the auto, you idiot! Hit the auto! Sometimes, playing a game and actually keeping yourself awake can be hard. And I should know better than to do that. I should have at least waited until my oh, there it is, right there. But as I was saying, I should have just waited until at least my blood pressure medicine stopped making me dizzy before I do anything. But whatever the case, despite themselves playing in the water, they had no idea Hebijo pretty much had showed up and took the key. And on that note, Hibari doesn't have the key. which in turn means they can't get to their stuff and change out. Well, even though they are in their school uniforms. It would have really made sense if they were in their swimsuits, but I forgot to do that. Even worse, there's literally a stand that has their uniforms and panties being sold on the beach. Ain't that about a bitch? Okay, time to stop this from happening. And in order for to do that, we need to actually enforce some strict discipline. And what better way to enforce strict discipline than Ikaruga in frantic mode? Hey, I like the theme, okay? Don't judge me. Time to murder everything. And Ikaruga is at level 30, by the way, so... Oh, wait, no, never mind, she's at 31. That's because of the fact that, all those times that I went there and, battled with, most of the girls off screen to try to get them up levels if I have to use them, they also had, secret leveling potion, I suppose. Oh man, I am having a field day with these chicks. Uh-oh. I went the wrong way. But the actual scroll was back behind me on the wharf. Oh, and by the way, get to Gatencho! That joke will never get... Oh god! Wow! She just cut me in half. Or at least my health. Yeah, you bastard! You just ruined it! You ruined it! I was doing so good and then that one hit took half of my damn health! Ya bitch! Ah, that's okay. It's alright. We're cool. The mission's complete, at least. On that note, we can continue on with the story, although that was really embarrassing that I just lost about almost half of my health from that. And it's at this moment, Hibari also is starting to feel depressed. So depressed that she feels useless that she may do something incredibly rash. Oh, and brace yourself. You're about to go into another cutscene. I mean, another actual text cutscene after this. No, I mean like after the end mission segment, that is. So, pretty much Haruka is trying to lure Hibari away from her friends because she wants her as a doll. And yeah, because I took that really hard swing, Ikaruga ended up getting a B rank. If it wasn't for that, I would have at least gotten an A+ rank. Because of the fact I wouldn't have took damage, but I took that damage. And that sucked. Alright, next mission. So, let's see. We'll just go in as Katsuragi. Oh, there's going to be a lot of talking too, so... Well, not a lot of talking, but rather a lot of cutscene. And I have the timestamp right here if you want to skip to the fighting. Or if you don't like the sound of my voice. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, the part that we're going here is the fact that Hibari is pretty much sitting, stuffing her face, eating a bunch of parfaits because of the fact that she wasn't able to defend herself. And more importantly, she just keeps messing up and she's a potential screw-up. She really wants to do better about herself. Despite the fact of literally downing a bunch of parfaits. Wouldn't that give you a head rush or something like that? Well, that despair is starting to kick in, and again, she may be doing something incredibly stupid. And good lord, I don't know how Hibari does not have diabetes. Cause she is definitely scarfing down these parfaits. I mean, yeah, I was pretty much like that with a whole bunch of stress, but it wasn't parfaits, it was just sandwiches. But before she could actually finish her parfait, she was almost killed. Well, here we go. And of course, this was about to be a fight, but it doesn't look that way. And oh wait, this is an off-screen thing. I mean, off-screen thing. Good lord. And seriously, you never attack anybody in a parfait store. That's just bull crap. But unfortunately, Hibari just proves to be once again ineffective. So in other words, she fell for more mistakes because she's distracted. Well, there's not much to say because this is just going to be another cutscene. So what am I going to think about? I don't know. I'm trying to think about something or try to keep myself interested because I mean, I want to get back to the cutscenes, but it's these damn I mean, I want to get back to the game, but these cutscenes, the ones with just words, I would like it better if they actually have action with them. But hold on one second, I'm kind of hungry. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I had to get myself something to eat. But she pretty much got beaten, but Yagyu easily took out the shinobi. Which in turn made Hibari so angry because of the fact that she wants to be independent and do things by herself. But unfortunately, she got mad and she basically did something stupid which will possibly haunt her. And, of course, she got mad at the only person who probably would understand. But I think she stopped when she doesn't want to be babied anymore. And, yeah. By saying that, that in turn is going to lead to her eventually going into, Hebijo. And that actually was in the anime as well, where Hibari ended up going into Hebijo. So on that note, Yagyu just kind of left. And ironically enough, Hibari ended up getting her hands on a malice weed. And that malice weed was probably Haruka's work. And chances are that the Hebijo Academy is in the forest, so she's gonna have to go there. Oh boy. If Hibari couldn't handle one ninja, what was the point of even coming here? Well, I guess she's trying to be smart or something. But she's trying to find out where that ninja came from, and more importantly, she left 5-colored rice. So that way, if anybody would happen to come across it, they'd find her immediately. Oh god, I got the hiccups, sorry. Well, that malice weed was actually spraying poison. Oh crap. Of all the places she'd fall out in the middle of the forest, it's one of those places you shouldn't fall out in. Well, look on the bright side. Look on the bright side. At least Hibari actually tried to learn the water escape technique. Well, tried and fail. But eventually she learned it, and that water escape technique was to use to actually wash away poisons or stuff like that. But whatever the case, Hibari can be a very, very bratty person. But she still at least tries to take her work seriously. I can give her the benefit of the doubt. So on that note, she's gonna have to actually use the water escape to keep that poison from killing her. Which, by the way, that poison may be, again, Haruka's work. So as it stood, she was slowly but surely getting out of the forest, at least. So, hopefully she's in, well, good hands. But I doubt that seriously, because again, she's ended up going straight to Hebijo's fortress. Or not her fortress, but rather the battleground. Or should I say training ground. It's not really going to be easy to hide from a bunch of well-trained Hebijo students. And she spotted just about all the shinobi that pretty much had pretty much fought with the others. And well, let's see, I'm trying to think of something. But the fact is, these girls are basically just normal students, just like everybody else. And they're chatting about bean sprouts and stuff like that, which is what Hibari could see. However, despite that, they are evil ninja, and they are, well, trained to kill. Well, so is the Hanzo ninja, but they only do it whenever they need to. For the most part, at least, Hibari found a training ground. Well, that's kind of an unexpected thing. You want to know what else is unexpected? Somebody actually detected her. And that someone is Mirai. Welp, so much for that. And the funny thing is, we don't even get to fight Mirai in this part. We just did last episode, but we don't get to fight her in this portion, at least. Well, I think it's time for us to once again fight, but unfortunately this is a flunky battle. Oh yeah, and almost forgot one thing. This cutscene too will also be up for sale as well. Now, is there anything else? Oh right, almost forgot to mention, even if you find any scrolls in the lesser difficulties, you're gonna have to find them again in the higher difficulties. So in other words, we'll have to find a scroll again. Even though I already did, but I don't think there's a scroll here, so I don't have to worry about that. But whatever the case, we're gonna have to fight off the Hebijo students once again. And we're now finally going into a cutscene, which is where the actual cutscene starts, which is right before the battle. So again, I put the timestamp just in case. And of course, she's being looked down upon, which is something you should not do. Well, here's the thing. Mirai doesn't want to be looked down upon, but she's looking down upon Hibari. So on that note, we're gonna have to fight our way out. So unfortunately, this is only the training grounds, not the stronghold. Eventually, Hibari will be in the stronghold if the anime has something to say about it. And unfortunately, this is a trap. So now it's time for us to get out of that trap. Oh no, she mentioned Yagyu. And she's still pissed off that Yagyu ignored her. Well, I would be playing Hibari, but I actually am not, so that's the beauty part of actually already beating this game. You can play as whoever you want. Alright, here we go. We're finally in the fight, folks. I'm sorry, I just ran out of things to say because the cutscenes that have no text are too long. I would rather have actual action cutscenes. That's the one downside with the series. When they don't animate anything, they don't. And when they do, they do. So we got our basic ninjas in this one, and we've got ourselves some, random... Actually, no, these are the grunt ninjas that we've been fighting for a while. They'll start getting stronger, and you'll probably end up being in the 20s and 30s in order to actually stand a chance against level 2. Well, time for Get Naked Sunday because it's not Thursday. Oh yeah, and in case you're wondering, if there was a scroll, it's right over there in that box. Ooh, fantastic. Now it's time for us to take care of business here. Oh, those mole ninjas, they could be a pain in the butt. And pain in the butt's dealt with. Now that was kind of funny that they actually had an upward sky view of that, by the way. But we're done with this section because I had to use the burst attack. Oh crap, Hawk ninjas that I completely missed. And that I still missed. I'm gonna stop missing enemies now, because that's kind of embarrassing. But we're at the last part of this stage, so we can just end these Hawk ninjas really, really quickly. Because this is why Katsuragi's at level 30, so that she can do some serious damage, because some of these enemies are having blue health bars as opposed to green. And with that said, we've pretty much done with the story for right now, because we're going to go into free mode due to the fact that there was literally 2 parts of cutscenes, and I apologize for that. I promise you, there will probably be straight fights until Chapter 4 at least. Or at least to the middle of Chapter 3, anyway. Well, Hibari got away, gotta give her credit. Or she tried to. Well, Yagyu followed the rice. And obviously she came in despite how mean she was to her. Now see, that's the thing. They should have these cutscenes here instead of those wall scrolls of cutscenes. But sometimes they don't animate much. I'm sorry for repeating myself. Well, even though Yagyu came to save Hibari, unfortunately, she ended up not actually being able to save herself. Because as it turned out, despite the fact of Yagyu coming to the rescue, Yagyu got shot. Oh yeah, that actually did happen in the anime as well. She got shot in the back, if I'm not mistaken. But she was fine by the time of the final battle, at least. So on that note, we will have to divert from the story. Let's see if I took any debt. 21? Okay, it's not that bad. But for the most part, at least we got the top secret file. Oh no, I think we already got that. Never mind. Oops. So on that note, let's go on to the next battle. And let's move on, shall we? The next battle is going to be free battles, and we're going to be doing free battle 1-5 and probably get out of the first chapter of free battle. And we're going to do this with Daidoji. Why? Because Daidoji needs to destroy stuff. After all, she is the national landmark of Hanzo. On that note, let's beat up some things. Oh yeah, and I like Daidoji's theme song right here. It is really cool. I like it. So, this particular free this free mission is you're supposed to beat one of every kind of ninja. They'll keep coming until you actually defeat them. There's no time limit, but you're supposed to beat one of every kind of ninja, including the bear ninjas at least. So that's how you're supposed to win. And time to move out of the way and not get hit. Oh yes. Time for the wail on this bitch. Booyah! Ladies and gentlemen, third person Hokuto Hyakuretsuken. That's all that needs to be mentioned. Because I could just go on a complete rampage, because Daidoji is that strong naturally. Too bad her defenses suck, though. But that's okay. Boom! Since I defeated all of the types of ninja that was there, whatever ninja that's supposed to pop up, they're all dead. So like I said, you're supposed to beat one type of every ninja in order to win. God, it's going to be a chore doing this on hard, which is why I'm only doing this on normal, because I haven't beaten normal yet. And, on that note... Oh, I actually took 13 hits! Okay! That's better than nothing. Okay, it's not better than nothing, but at least it was a small sliver. Alright, last but not least, we're gonna switch up our Shinobi one last time and actually do one more free mission to finish off chapter, no, not just the episode, but also chapter 6 if I'm not, chapter 1 if I'm not mistaken. So let's see, who should I choose? You know what, I was planning on holding off the guessing girls until I get to Hanzo, but I might as well show them off. Starting with Murakumo. Oh yeah, I forgot to put her mask off. It doesn't really matter if she doesn't have her mask on or not, because when she transforms, her mask inadvertently comes off. And here's the thing about Murakumo. She's incredibly shy, and so long as she's wearing her mask, she's a really deadly shinobi. The moment the mask comes off, however, despite her being skilled, she is shy, meek, and absolutely scared. And is so much of an introvert that, well, she pretty much shrieks and hides and doesn't know what to do. So long as her mask is off. Now, once it's back on, she turns into the brave warrior that she would actually turn out to be. And I just took damage there, didn't I? And look at her panicking about her mask. Oh, the outfit she's wearing is actually Ikaruga's outfit. Believe me, I'll change up outfits later when I start randomly selecting other ninjas. Oh, and I also love, I definitely love Murakumo's theme. This theme is pretty awesome. And I just completely destroyed every last ninja there. Oh, we are now introduced to the Ram Ninjas. They're big, bulky ninjas that does damage, and also they tend to slam, and they also tend to throw their opponents all over the screen, but you gotta be careful with these guys. But once you actually defeat the Ram Ninjas, because they got a lot of health, by the way, they have a second phase. I'm pretty sure these are the ones that I was talking about. Yeah, the Ram Ninjas right here has a second phase where they turn into super quick shinobi in their underwear, mind you. And they use lightning attacks, and they also have lightning fast speed, and they can overwhelm you, and they can be pretty powerful. But that's okay. We already took them down, and I didn't need to use Murakumo's mask. So with that said, Murakumo would actually sound more badass the moment she has her mask, but she's a shrieking violin without it. And I took a lot of hits from that. Wow. And I still got an A, but that's okay, folks. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode of the RVMan LP Exhibitions, where we'll continue Chapter 3, and if it's too long, we'll have more free missions. See you guys next time, and peace out.